So it has been announced that Quin Snyder's future is up in the air. Shout out Jake Fisher and Bleacher Report. I actually tried making this video last night and it just was not working. So basically, after weeks of conversation, also shout out Adrian Wojnarowski and Tim MacMahon of ESPN for this. And I think Jake Fisher also talked about it from Bleacher Report. Either way, after weeks of conversation with ownership and management, Utah Jazz coach Quin Snyder's future remains unclear. And look, they've extended him a new contract. His contract currently runs through the 2023 to 2024 season, even though it has an option after the current year. And he just had hip surgery after the playoff exit. And look, the reason why there has been no decision and talks are expected to continue and there's no timetable for when a decision will be made. And it's because there has been a philosophical issue on how the sides can work together to move forward with the franchise trying to become championship contenders. And when I hear philosophical issues, it means somebody ruffled Quin Snyder's feathers over the last year. And we can assume that those feathers were ruffled by Danny Ainge. And I think that Quin Snyder has a vision on how he believes the franchise should move forward, while Danny Ainge has a completely different view of how he believes the franchise should move forward. And Quin Snyder's a guy who's been here before Ryan Smith. He was here when the Miller family was the owners. He was here when Dennis Lindsay was the CEO of basketball operation to Danny Ainge. So he's been through multiple staffs. And I think that's something people don't realize is kind of important in the fact that when you hear continuity and a coach staying through multiple groups of people, it means he's well liked and he's good. But that they're saying there's philosophical differences, I think Quin Snyder's saying, don't trade my boys. I've coached and developed all these guys. These are my guys, and these are my dogs, and I want to keep them. Or maybe he's saying we need to trade some guys, and Danny Ainge is like, nah, we can't make any moves. This is the best team we could possibly have. Or Danny Ainge is trying to blow it up. And that's the thing. I think there's just a huge disagreement on what should be the next step as a franchise should be. I think that's where they're sitting around and they can't agree and they don't know what to do. And it's just because of a lack of communication, for a better term. I think Danny Ainge, because he's a stubborn a-hole, he's probably telling our guy, Quin Snyder, like, hey, you got to do this, okay? And Quin Snyder's like, nah, dog, I've been here longer than you. I'm the third, tied with Steve Kerr as the third longest tenured coach behind Eric Spoelstra and Greg Popovich in the NBA. You ain't going to tell me what to do. And if you're thinking like, okay, if Quin Snyder does leave, what's going to happen is Quin Snyder's actually just going to sit out the entire year, recover from hip, hang out with his family, and will be the most sought after coach next year's coaching cycle. So Quin Snyder's going to be okay. It's the Utah Jazz who are flying by their pants and they don't know what to do. And this is all Danny Ainge's fault. I blame Danny Ainge. I've never been a Danny Ainge supporter. And I think it's kind of ironic that him being a Mormon, he goes back to Utah and works for the Utah Jazz. The irony right there. I've actually never, being from Maryland and going to school to Kansas, I found out a lot about Mormons. I've never met a Mormon in my life. I've learned a lot that Mormons, I'm going to leave it right there. On the East Coast, you don't. Baltimore, where I'm from, and I'm a Jew. I'm a Sephardic Jew. We have the second largest behind New York City, largest demographic of Jews. And like the closest thing to a Mormon for us are Mennonites and Amish people in the sense of like Orthodox religions or Orthodox Jews. So for me, Mormons I only got from the documentaries, like the polygamy people. This is not what this video is about, but I doubt people are like that from. Like I've learned so much moving to the Midwest, but it's just the irony that Danny Ainge, it's like kind of like Mitt Romney. He leaves Massachusetts. Did Danny Ainge follow Mitt Romney? This is not what the video was supposed to be about, but it's what it came about. And again, I don't mean to offend anybody who is a Mormon. I really don't want to come off ignorant. This is what this video has become about. Hopefully I didn't come off ignorant and offend anybody. Because I know me being clueless can offend some people. And I apologize for that. But will Quin Snyder stay? Or will the Mormon, Danny Ainge, force him out?
This is Mitt Romney's state.
I'm done. I'm done.